So we've talked a lot about the vessels within the MCRN, but we haven't talked in depth about one of the most powerful and intimidating vessels the Martians have at their disposal. So today let's discuss the design and history of the Donnager-Class Battleship. I'm Colin, and this is Sci-Fi Deep Dive. Remember, if you enjoyed this video, to head down below and hit that subscribe button. So the Donnager-Class Battleship is one of the largest and most powerful warships within the system, being able to easily outclass anything fielded by the UNN. The only thing in the system that even comes remotely close to the power and capability of a Donnager-Class battleship is the Truman-Class dreadnoughts of the UNN, which are still significantly less capable. So let's talk about some of the specifics about the Donnager. At 475 meters long, it is one of the largest vessels in the system. It is sporting 6 forward-facing torpedo tubes and 8 aft-facing torpedo tubes. This allows it to fire volleys of torpedoes out of both ends of the vessel. On top of that, it has 2 heavy railguns and 2 mounts for an additional pair when reactor capability becomes available. And to protect this vessel against incoming torpedoes and close-range threats, it has 59 Narrowman Dynamics PDCs. Not to mention the fact that this is one of the few vessels within the entire system that can carry entire warships within it. The Donnager-Class Battleship was capable of carrying within its hangar bay a combination of as many as 6 Corvette-class frigates, or up to 12 Morrigan-class patrol destroyers, allowing it to basically carry an entire escort fleet within its hangar bay. This was remarkably useful because it allowed Martian fleets to hide their numbers, and for these vessels to be stored and deployed at a moment's notice when they're needed. And this, by the way, is on top of a number of Chariot-type dropships, which can be used to deploy large numbers of the Marines that are stationed on board a Donnager-class battleship. But while its size and armament are very impressive, the thing that really sets the Donnager apart from something like a Truman-class dreadnought is the remarkably advanced tech built into this ship. Like all MCRN vessels, the Donnager is packed with some of the most advanced technology in the system. Things like cutting-edge computer suites allow the PDCs to be remarkably effective at defending the vessel. And those same computer suites can coordinate torpedo attacks from vast distances. This makes the Donnager remarkably effective at engagements at both close range and long range. And it makes a single Donnager-class vessel better defended than some fleets. So it's unsurprising that the Donnager can fill not just a straight-up battleship role, being able to slug it out with large enemy capital ships, but it's also well-suited to fill a command role. You see, these Donnager-class vessels, especially being able to transport an entire fleet on board, were remarkably effective at being used as command vessels for ongoing operations. A great example of this is how the MCRN used these Donnager-class vessels during anti-piracy operations in the Belt. We'd often see one of these Donnager-class vessels serving as the command ship for the operation, and then they would send out smaller vessels like the Morrigan-class patrol destroyer to engage individual threats, before they could become a threat to the battle group as a whole. We only know of a few Donnagers that were ever lost in combat. Most notably is the Donager herself, which was destroyed in a raid carried out by a few Protogen Amun-Ra class stealth vessels. These stealth vessels were able to sneak up on the Donnager and get the jump on her with a series of coordinated torpedo attacks. And it's still notable that the Donnager was able to take out most of these Amun-Ra class stealth ships before self-destructing. We also know of another Donager, the Sagamatha, which was destroyed by a Free Navy assault on the Ring, an assault which was ultimately successful. And it's notable that the Sagamatha put up a massive fight before going down, ultimately sustaining a series of heavy bombardments from cloaked asteroids, as well as sustained fire from several Free Navy ships, ultimately only faltering when it was flanked and betrayed by belter torpedoes fired from the other side of the ring. But there is still quite a few Donnager-class battleships that we have not yet even seen on screen. We know there are at least 8 Donnager-class vessels were built, and like I said, we've only seen 2 of them destroyed in combat. So while it is possible that a few of these were lost during the UN-MCR war, it's still possible that there's a lot of Donnagers out there, and hopefully we'll get to see a little bit more of the Donnager-class in action in Season 6. But the Donager-class, as impressive as it was, almost always functioned as part of a larger unit made up of different vessels that served within the MCRN. If you want to learn about some of the other ships utilized by the Martian Navy, I'll leave a link up here to my video on that. And I want you to let me know down in the comments what you prefer more, the Donager-class battleship or the Truman-class dreadnought of the UNN. And last but not least, if you enjoyed this video, head down below, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon so you get notified when I upload new videos. So for Sci-Fi Deep Dive, I'm Colin, and I will see you next time.